Good morning, friends. Welcome to today's reading lesson. Today, you're going to watch 3 videos. And in those 3 videos, you're going to learn something different. Okay, so let's take a look at what all we have in store for us. Today is Monday, May 10th, 2021. Today in reading, we will participate in a shared reading. We'll retell stories, including key details. We'll identify when words should be capitalized. We'll identify, blend, and spell words with soft C and G. We're going to learn some new high-frequency words. We'll identify features of a narrative text. And finally, we will ask and answer questions about key details in a text read-aloud. All right, friends, the first thing we're going to do today is look at a new poem in our Unit 5 workbook. So if you have your Unit 5 workbook, go ahead and get it out now. If you need to, you can go ahead and pause the video so you can get it. Okay, we're going to look at a new poem today called I Wonder. Okay, so if you have your workbook, go ahead and open up to page 24 and 25. If you don't have your workbook with you today, don't worry, you can follow along on the screen. Okay, so the title of our poem is called I Wonder. In this poem, you'll hear a speaker wonder about whether inventors of something very old could imagine how their invention is used today. Listen and follow along as I read, okay? As you listen, focus on the details that describe how the world has changed because of technology. Okay, so put your finger on the first word or on the title and let's start. I wonder. I wonder who invented A and who invented B and all the other letters from C to P to Z. I wonder if they knew back then that we'd have books and things like email and text messages to give those letters wings. I wonder if they knew back then the word technology and how their ABCs would change the world for kids like me. All right, friends, so I noticed lots of different things in this poem. One thing that I noticed was in the second and the third stanza, the author started each stanza with the same line. I wonder if they knew back then. Okay, let's look at the third stanza. Read it with me. I wonder if they knew back then. Okay, we're going to reread this poem, and I want you to follow along and read the words that you know. Now, when I get to these lines, I wonder if they knew back then. I want to see you read loud and clear, okay? Let's begin again. Put your finger on the title. I wonder. I wonder who invented A and who invented B and all the other letters from C to P to Z. Here we go. I wonder if they knew back then that we'd have books and things like email and text messages to give those letters wings. Here we go. I wonder if they knew back then the word technology and how their ABCs would change the world for kids like me. Awesome job. All right, something else I noticed in this poem. I see some letters that are uppercase. Which letters are uppercase? Oh yeah, I see at the beginning of each stanza, I see the word I. I. We use the word I when we speak about ourselves, and it is always capitalized when we use it as a word, right? Sometimes a writer might even write letters uppercase when they want them to stand out. That's true for these letters here, A, B, C, P, and Z. And I also see a word that's uppercase. Do you see that word? Oh yeah, how could we miss it? It's the word technology. Why do you think the author made this word uppercase? Yeah, I think it's so it could stand out. This story or this poem has a lot to do with technology, so I think the author really wanted it to stand out to us. As well as I see this here, it says ABCs. These are uppercase letters too. That is something else the author wanted us to see. All right, I think I have one more thing that I wanted to share with you. In the second stanza, I see a contraction. Do you see it too? All right, let me zoom in a little further. So here's our second stanza. In the second line of the second stanza, which is located right here, I see the contraction. Do you see it yet? All right, let's zoom in a little closer. The second word in the second line of the second stanza, I see this word here. Can you read that word to me? If you said weed, you're right. This is the word weed. Now, it's not a weed like you pick out of your backyard. No. Let's read the line and see if we can make sense out of it. That weed has books and things. So what two words? We know that contractions are made up of two words. What two words do you think weed are made from? Let's see if we can figure it out. That weed have books and things. Does this make sense? That we would have books and things. Yeah, that makes sense. So we would is the two words that make the contraction weed. Remember, some of those letters in the second word have been taken away and replaced with an apostrophe. W-E apostrophe D spells weed, and it stands for we would. All right, the last thing, I think I have one more thing I was just thinking about is the word wonder. I noticed the author uses the word wonder several places here. Let's see if we can find them all. Wonder, say it with me. Wonder. Wonder. And finally, wonder. Now, I noticed something about the vowel sound at the beginning of the word wonder. Now, I see an O, and I know that O can say ah, and I know that O can say its name, O. But when I say wonder, it doesn't sound like either of those sounds. Do you remember what a schwa is? Remember, a schwa is a vowel sound that sounds like kind of like a short U sound, like in the word up, right? I don't see a U here, but that tells me that this is a schwa sound, under, okay? It has an approximate sound, and we call that a schwa. All right, friends, we're going to go ahead and close up this video. Make sure you take a quick break and go on to video number 2. We'll see you in a little bit.